For the visual analysis, which is the first part of this project, we're going to be covering the Unit 4 criteria, which is all about critical and contextual awareness. So thinking critically, analysing media, and being aware of the time and the place and the history and the background of where media is made. Context. This will cover Unit 4. Now, as part of the visual analysis, I'm looking for the following. I need you to show your critical thinking skills, and we'll be covering lessons on this where we critically think about media, how it's built, semiotics, mise-en-scène, analysing and thinking about different media from different perspectives. I want you to show us what you've learned throughout our lessons, your critical thinking skills. And I want you to represent your critical thinking skills through text, of course, to let us know through the written word what you've learned, images and video to illustrate your examples in a creative and dynamic and visually engaging Adobe Spark page using this guide. Now, I've created a guide for you all, which I've printed off and I'll be giving to you in the lessons. This guide will give you tips on how to create your Adobe Spark page. As creative media professionals, it's really important to me that you are used to being agile, flexible creatives using different platforms. First project we use Google Sites, second project we use Wakelet, third project we're going to use Adobe Spark for the visual analysis. Giving you a step-by-step guide here, how to create your Adobe Spark page, and of course we'll help you in class with that as well. Jay, who's my apprentice, he will be on hand to help you with this. He is an Adobe certified educator. He knows his stuff around the Adobe tools. You're going to create a visual analysis, essentially an essay. And you're going to show us what you have learned, and you are going to use these new terms, this theory that we've covered in lessons, and you're going to apply critical perspectives and understanding of these theories by using a range of different methods. So a range I'd take to be about 4 to 5 different approaches, different theories, different ideas that you've learned in lessons with Vicky, Rachel, and I. And you're going to apply this range of different theories that you've learned in lessons to at least 4 visual media examples. So, if for your visual project you're making a mini documentary, look at 4 documentary examples and apply some theory and different ideas you've learned about to those 4 documentary ideas. If you're doing a photography project for the visual project, then look at 4 photographs as your 4 visual media examples. If you're doing a spoof superhero music video, maybe look at 4 superhero movies or 4 spoof parody videos. If you're doing a vlog or a gaming walkthrough, then look at 4 gaming walkthrough videos. What I need you to do here is to look at 4 examples that relate to what you're going to make for the visual project. And you're going to then use the terminology and use the learning that we've covered in lessons to help you dig deep into them and understand and analyse them and think about them from different perspectives. That critical thinking that we want you to develop is crucial here. You're also going to be explaining how context shapes and influences them. So context is the background, the history, the origin, the people, the country, the time, the place in which something is created informs the sort of thing it is. Got an image of young Tyler down here. Here we see this insanely talented African American artist who is very much of his time. He grew up as a child of the internet, a disciple of Kanye West, someone who's interested in art and fashion and comedy, and in particular things like South Park and creatives such as Pharrell Williams. The work of Tyler the Creator takes influences from the time, the place, the history, the culture he grew up within. Context is the time, the place, the history in which something is created. It informs the sort of work that it is. Nothing is made in isolation or in a vacuum. It's always influenced by its background, its history. I want you to tell me about the context of your 4 examples. The time, the place, the history it was created in. Does that inform the sort of thing it is? Tyler's love of fashion, of comedy, of humour, of satire, of a mix of different genres within his work, his willingness to go between genres and to be completely creatively unhinged is very much an influence he's taken on board from his icons such as Pharrell Williams and Kanye West. They have influenced him. He has stood on the shoulders of those giants to reach further as a creative. The context of Tyler the Creator, this now 30-year-old man, reaching his creative peak, is as a consequence of the context, the time, the place, the history he grew up within and around. Tell me about the context of your 4 examples. No doubt that's influenced and shaped the work that they are to us, the audience. At the end of your visual analysis, after you've looked at your 4 examples, I want you to apply this knowledge and understanding of critical perspectives and contexts to your own project. So, after you've looked at your 4 visual media examples, tell me how that relates to the project you're going to create. What have you learned by looking at those 4 examples, and how are you going to now put that understanding to work in your own project? How has it informed and shaped what you're about to do for the visual project? And that's it. That's the visual analysis. To recap, you're creating a visual essay, essentially, using the wonderful Adobe Spark. There is a guide to help you create your Adobe Spark webpage. I'll help you with this in class. There'll be time with flipped learning to develop it, and Jay Anderson will be on hand as well to help you. Jay is my apprentice who has done this project himself in the past and is now an Adobe certified educator, so he's really ideally situated to help you. In this essay, this visual analysis, you're going to look at 4 examples of media that you want to delve into, and you're going to apply the theory, the ideas, the terminology that we've covered in class to those 4 examples. Think and analyse about them. You're also going to tell me about their context, the time, the place, the history, the background of when they were created and who created them, and how that influences and shapes the sort of work they become. Nothing is made in isolation. It's always a consequence and an influence of its time and place. I want you to think about context. Context is all. It shapes us, influences the world around us. From merits and distinctions, to think deeply about context will really help you to push on towards that merit distinction level that I want for you all. At the end of the visual analysis, I want you to tell me what you've learnt through looking at these 4 examples that you've chosen and how that relates to your project. Okay, that is the visual analysis. And much like the visual project itself, it's going to be due in the 16th of December 2021. That is the deadline. If you have any questions, speak to me in class. We are here, of course, to help you. Good luck.